Ambassador app can be found at ambassadorapp.com. Very first impression, are your sermons having an influence? Share, track, analyze. It's very, very geeky. We've got all these icons back here. We've got graphs, we've got pictures, we've got apps on tablets and phones and desktops. There's a lot going on here in just the first little bit. And then we get into what is Ambassador. Ambassador is a sermon sharing and tracking software that helps manage, analyze digital recorded sermons to help you fully leverage your audio files. Ooh, boy, that's overwhelming. As a tech guy myself, I can get this, I can see what it is, but I don't know if it's really going to have that sort of impact. I can see we've got a nice little, let's zoom into this, we've got a nice little icon here that shows what the app looks like. I like that. That's pretty cool. All right, let's get into what this does. So in order to sign up to this, man, you kind of have to know already what it does, don't you? Share, track, and analyze, but it doesn't really say what we're sharing and tracking and analyzing. So after having read through this, it's really difficult to know what this does. We can see we got an icon here of a microphone, and that's our first hint that this is something that will record the sermons. We can get into the text here, but it's really hard to dig into this text without having anything that really draws us in. Are your sermons having an influence? I'm a big fan of questions. The right questions can really open the doors to some really interesting outcomes. The question here doesn't really grab me that much. I do like all the stats and all the things here. It looks like that could be really useful for numbers. And some pastors who are numbers guys are going to love that. Reading this text is a little difficult to get into. I have a difficult time reading through it. And then these three, by this point, if you didn't get my attention above, I'm not going to read through on the bottom. The call to action here is a little confusing. We've got I'm sold, sample recording, and tutorial video. All of those are not really, they don't really make it clear in terms of where you're supposed to go. So what do you think we could do better here? Let's take a look. Ambassador is an app that gives your sermons everlasting life. It's not about the app. You're not actually selling the app. You're selling the impact. You're selling the sharing. You're selling the fact that the congregation are able to take the inspiration that they hear on Sunday morning, share it on Sunday afternoon, and go forth and spread. So let's put that right on the top. We'll take off the header. We'll get rid of that almost altogether. The app is this small little part here. Where we want to go with it is you record. Okay, we do it with a phone. Everybody's got a phone. So we'll show the icon of the phone. I like that microphone icon. Let's put that back up there. Share and analyze. This is the little itty bitty part. And this is where your app is. This is actually the app, but it's a small part because you're selling the outcome. You're selling the impact and the sharing that you're going to be doing. I've rewritten the copy here now too, so that it's a lot more appealing to me at least. Instantly we'll start off with your weekly sermon as one of the strongest connections you create with your congregation. I like the statistic they had in there of 89% of your congregations worldwide receive their religious education strictly from the Sunday sermon. If your sermons are this important, why would you let your hard work fade away to a memory by Sunday afternoon? Why can't you measure your impact and allow those amazing experiences you're responsible for to live on again and again in both members new and old? The spoken word conveys more understanding than any Bible study or prayer session can. I took that from the old one. If you aren't already recording or sharing your sermons, imagine the lasting impact you can provide your congregation. Should have a question mark there. And with Ambassador's built-in tools, you'll not only be able to record, but measure your impact. Are you already recording your sermons? Ambassador can incorporate its tracking and sharing with your pre-existing podcast software. Your sermons are the jewels of your ministry, and your work is too important not to be shared, and shared often. And I've kind of changed here a little bit where Ambassador was going with this. I like that you had, let's take a look at the old version here. In the old version, This was the audio sermon sharing, listen and share tracking, email ministry campaigns. These are all really, really great features to have, but you're not selling features. You're selling outcomes from the website. So I've rewritten these. The audio sermon sharing, I've made that to be, let's start with Sunday afternoon. Let's make it pretty clear here that, not only are you getting a tool that's going to let you record your sermons, you can share them before the entire congregation even leaves the building. The second part here I've turned into improve yourself and your sermons. The reason for this is because what you're really selling is the tracking and the analytics. They're all great to have, but you need to connect with what the results are going to be on that. And the results of tracking and sharing, what are they? Why would you even look at for like a website? Why do you look at the number of views you get, the number of people that share it? And the reason is because you're measuring because you want to improve something. The sharing and tracking that you're doing, it's not about sharing and tracking. It's about making the right sermon and giving the right sermon at the right time to your congregation. And that's what Ambassador helps you do. It's great to be able to say the numbers, but the numbers really only tell part of the story. Focus on the real story and the real value that you're giving through the Ambassador app. I changed down here the header. So instead of share from anywhere with the Ambassador app, you can record and share from anywhere, and it's ready in minutes, not days. I redid the calls to action a little bit better here too. If you look back on the old one, it was tutorial video, sample recording, and I'm sold. I just made it a little bit clearer. So you can get started, record your first sermon in less than 5 minutes. Listen to a sample recording, makes it clear that that's what you're going to do, and again with the video. To further improve, you probably want to put calls to action up here, maybe get rid of this, give your sermons everlasting life, put a button right there that says get started, record your first sermon in less than 5 minutes. And from there, I think you've got a pretty good approach to really turn this into a high converting landing page. Well, that'll do it for the teardown of Ambassador at ambassadorapp.com. If you liked what you've seen and you'd like a teardown of your own, tweet at me on Twitter at enhance, or send me an email, enhance@reenhance.com. And if you'd like to work with a team that understands this at a very deep level, hire us at reenhance.com. Go to reenhance.com and download our white paper. It's a 5-step guide to building software that's not a loss. Hope to hear from you soon. Thanks.